I'm Destiny, 62. Standing in my kitchen, preparing Thanksgiving dinner, I'm surrounded by warmth and love. Wade is at the stove, basting the turkey with the same focus he had as a child learning new skills. Sage is at the island, her engagement ring catching the light as she chops vegetables. Their presence fills me with a quiet joy that's a far cry from the turmoil I endured not long ago. 6 months ago, my world was on the verge of collapse. My husband, Victor, and I were finalizing our divorce. We'd been married for 40 years, and I'd always prided myself on being a loving wife and mother. But little did I know that Victor had been having an affair with our daughter-in-law, Luna. Luna was the younger sister of Iris. Iris and I had always been on good terms, but not extremely close. One afternoon, Iris called me, her voice tight. She asked if we could talk, just the two of us. Something in her tone made my stomach knot, but I pushed the feeling aside. I set the good china for lunch, the same cream, colored linen I'd used for family gatherings for decades. When Iris arrived, she looked pale and distraught. Her makeup was smudged, and she clutched her purse like a shield. She told me about Victor and Luna's affair. She'd seen them together at a cafe near Victor's office, holding hands and kissing. She'd confronted Luna, who'd laughed it off and said it wasn't her business. Luna had also said that I was old and boring, and that Victor deserved better. She'd married our son, Wade, who was 33 at the time, to get close to the family and our wealth. I was devastated, but I knew I had to stay calm. I decided to play along, pretending not to know anything. I continued to act as the devoted wife and mother, even when Luna came for our usual Sunday dinners, wearing expensive dresses and pretending to be concerned about my marriage. A week later, I made an appointment with a lawyer named Ava Reed. She specialized in complex divorce cases. I explained my situation to her, and she helped me understand the legal aspects of our assets. Our house was part of a trust established by my grandfather. It had specific provisions about inheritance and divorce. If I could prove Victor's adultery, I would retain all rights to the trust properties, and he would forfeit any claim. The day of the divorce meeting arrived. We were at the law offices of Thompson Associates, a high-rise downtown. Victor had chosen the lawyer, Mr. Thompson, who was also his friend from the golf club. When Mr. Thompson presented the proposed settlement, I was appalled. According to the proposal, I would get a small downtown condo we'd bought as an investment 12 years ago, half of our joint savings, and a modest alimony. Victor would keep the family home, the business, and most of our investments. They tried to convince me that it was for the best, that the house had maintenance issues, and that the condo would be more manageable for me. But I knew they were trying to steal my family's legacy. I pretended to agree and signed the papers. Everyone was shocked by my immediate capitulation, especially Luna, who was already imagining herself in my house. 2 weeks after signing the papers, Wade came home in a state of despair. He'd found text messages between Luna and Victor revealing their long, planned affair and the divorce scheme. Luna had been bragging about how easy it was to manipulate both of us. I sat with him, letting him share his pain at his own pace. Then I told him everything I'd known and my plan. As if on cue, Iris arrived. She was filled with guilt, thinking she should have done more. But Wade thanked her for saving him from a life of lies. I could see a connection forming between them, a bond based on shared betrayal. A few days later, we found more evidence of Luna's treachery. She'd taken out a life insurance policy on me, forging my signature, and had hired a private investigator to find loopholes in the trust. We took the evidence to the police, and an investigation was launched. On a Tuesday morning, exactly 63 days after signing the divorce papers, Victor called me in a panic. His lawyer had informed him about the trust and its provisions. He was furious, demanding to know how long I'd known. I calmly told him that he'd forfeited his right to the house through his adultery. Luna and Victor showed up at my house with a moving truck, trying to take what they thought was theirs. But Wade and Iris stood firm, telling them they weren't welcome. Luna threatened to expose family secrets, but I reminded her that the police were interested in her possible role in her aunt's death. Her aunt, Clara, had died suddenly 2 years ago, and Luna had been taking care of her at the time. In the end, they left defeated. 6 months later, justice was served. Luna was formally charged with insurance fraud, identity theft, and conspiracy to commit fraud. There was also evidence suggesting she'd poisoned Clara, and a case for first-degree murder was being built. Victor was charged as an accessory to the fraud schemes. As I look around the table at my friends and family on this Thanksgiving, I'm relieved. I've survived this storm with my integrity intact. I've learned that true wealth lies in the relationships we build, not in material possessions. I'm also thinking about what to do with the downtown condo. I'm considering turning it into a refuge for women going through divorce, a place where they can rebuild their lives. Life has come full circle. The betrayal that once threatened to destroy my family has instead revealed its strength. And I'm ready to embrace the future, knowing that I'm stronger than I ever imagined.